Well, good evening, everyone. Live here from WABC Radio, New York City. Of course, it is I, the fabulous, incredible, dynamic, and yet sophisticated Clark the Shark, America's most exciting talk radio disaster, where I've got only 3 topics. They're cold topics on the table, you guys. They're on the sink. This is that sink where the ghost sits. And Saturday, April 19, you guys, I'm only about 8 days away from turning 60 years old. And here on page 52 of my, little book thingy. Topic 1 is ghosts. That's an interesting topic, you guys, here on the Clark the Shit Show. And topic 2, high rent and ghosts. Topic 3, homeless, high rent, ghosts, and car insurance, and storage units. That's topic 3, and those are the 3 exciting, dynamic, and yet sophisticated talk radio ideas here on the Clark, the amoeba show. You guys, I'm not human. I'm just an amoeba, kind of like a ghost. Now, as many of you know, you guys, topic 1, ghosts. I, Clark the Shark, have put the Ghost Seeker app on my Shark Radio Golden EIB Sharkerphone. It's not a microphone because it's more than that. It's the Shark-a-lama-ding-dong, Shark-a-doodle-doo phone. I'm just kidding, you guys. It's a regular Android Verizon thing that was made in China. And now all these stockholders are like mad at Trump because, dude, we like cheap shit. All my 401k is wrapped up in that cheap fucking Chinese shit that keeps getting dumped here at LA Harbor by the red Chinese, you guys. You know, they got slave labor over there in China. And we do business with them across the table. That would be like doing business with the American South when they had slavery like at its fucking peak. I think that's why there was a civil war, you guys, because the North was like, dude, like, you guys, Garth, we got to pay people for shit. And they get like free or cheap labor down there. You know, yeah, dude, that would cause like more than a trade war. That would cause a physical war right here on the Clark the Shark. Run-of-the-mill and boring talk radio show, but topic 1, ghosts. I can't explain. Okay, me, I'm kind of a Christian, God-fearing, God believer here. I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't go to church or any of that, but if I was dying in a car wreck, I'd be like, Jesus, dude, please forgive me. One of those. But like in my everyday life, I'm like, my life fucking sucks. And I'm not going to, pray to anybody. And then they're like, well, dude, be glad you're here, bro. I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, dude, that's like the default setting of fucking dumb. Be glad thank God you're blah, blah. And the ghosts are probably the same. They're like, Sharky, I'm stuck in a room playing with your junk forever. And I'm like, well, dude, Ghosty, you should have been good back when you were alive. And then the Lord would have sent you to heaven and it'd all be great. And the ghost is like, great. Well, now they tell me, Sharky, at 1-800-449-8255, the Shark-a-lama-ding-dong show, Clark the Shark, the Wolfman Jack on crack, the incredible talk radio guy. Presenting topic 2, high rent and ghosts. The fucking rent is so high in California, you guys, that even the ghosts are fucking moving out or some shit, or they're moving to Utah and Arizona, Colorado and Wyoming and New Mexico. But when the Democrats go to those red states and flip them blue, well, you're going to have high rent there too, won't you? Because as David Pacman says, Democrats have high standards. So, Sharky, high standards come with high rent. If you want to turn the whole place into a slum, we'll make the rent $1,100 a month, Sharky, like you want. Like they have in red states. And I'm like looking around and I'm like, you guys, the only slums I see are in blue states where the rent is high. It's like $4,000 a month right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And people are like, Sharky, well, we live better with high rent. And plus we can screen out the riffraff, Sharky. People like you. Right here on the Clark the Shit Show, we can keep them out. And I'm like, yeah, I would fucking keep me out too. Topic 2, high rent and ghosts. And topic 3, homeless, high rent, ghosts, and car insurance and storage units. That's topic 3. I would have put life insurance, you guys, or working out at 24-hour fitness, but those have been cut out of the budget. Nobody in California can do those anymore. And next time, you guys, I'll put cable TV. What is that? Like Direct TV and Spectrum. You can't fucking afford those. That's one of the things about California now, you guys, that people bitch about when you go to Starbucks. Nobody here has Direct TV. Nobody here has Spectrum or any Comcast or what is it, Comcast or whatever. Dude, cable TV is like a thing of the past because your fucking rent is $3,500 a month. You know who the people are who can afford it. That would be the homeless people from Ukraine who are all given a apartment where 9 of them can live with high rent, ghosts, and they can even afford their car insurance and their storage unit at CubeSmart. Topic 3, am I right or am I right? The only people who can afford anything in California are ghosts and foreigners, illegal aliens from other countries, many of whom don't speak a word. 10 of them live in one apartment, so the apartment jacks the rent up. And then Mr. and Mrs. America move out and they move into a tent down in Venice, don't they? Right here on the Clark the Shark Show. Am I right or am I right? Oh, by the way, Black people and you Hispanic people who were born here in America, yeah, you guys who vote for Trump, do the right thing. Well, you guys can go live in a tent too also while we are at it right here on the Clark the Shit Show. So let's get back to topic 1, ghosts. Now, ghosts, you guys, here on April 19, a Saturday. This might be like Hitler's birthday or something. I'm April 20. People who were born on a cusp, like born April 19, 20, 21, or like July 20, 21. The people are always fucked up because they're both signs. Imagine being a Gemini Taurus, fucking born on a cusp, dude. You're going to be more wacky and weird and twisted than even like Clark the Shark or some shit. You might even end up a ghost. Topic 1. Now, me, Clark the Shark, ghosts. I am I'm a believer, you guys. I believe in God. I know there's a God, you guys. There's solid matter in the universe. Why is it here? It shouldn't be here. There should be nothing here. And yet there's stars, there's gases, there's light, there's energy. And you guys, like what Einstein said, E equals mc squared. And also, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Probably on page 1, some of the first rules and laws, if you will, of science. And a lot of libertarians, people like Adam Carolla and atheists, and they're like, well, Sharky, I know there's no God. And I'm like, well, dude, I almost feel like saying to God that, go easy on Adam Carolla. He's kind of a right wing atheist, and I'm sure there's other libertarian types like that. And they get like that probably because the earth is, and the world is so fucked up. He was probably bullied as a little kid, like many of us were. And, he sees a fucked up world. And he's like, why would God have, such an effed up world, Sharky, if there's a God? A lot of people say that, like, why do people suffer and all that? And I can't really give them an answer, you guys. I'm just like, yeah, dude, that is weird. God seems like a jerk or something. Like people getting raped, that's one of the worst ones, or people getting shot, stabbed, or just humiliated or beaten up, or somebody lies about you in a court of law at a restraining order hearing, things like that. Or just lies about you, not in a court of law, just lies about you any old way, right here on the Clark the Shark show, the proverbial shit show, where I'm talking about topic 1, ghosts. And God is like, Shark, I admit it, the world's screwed up. It kind of even says that in the Bible, you guys. And I see that some people just don't go straight to heaven. They don't go straight to hell. They go into my storage unit at CubeSmart and they dance around, they play with my drums, seemingly forever, for eternity. And somehow they end up a ghost. And then there's also the belief that maybe it's not ghosts. Maybe those things are negative ghouls or entities that are nefarious from hell, or demons or something bad. That's possible, you guys. I believe in evil. There has to be an evil. You look at our world, dude. God does a lot of good and beautiful things, but there's a lot of evil and bad. So there has to be some sort of negative force like Satan or Lucifer or something like that. There has to be. But then I'm like, well, God, why would you allow that? And he's like, Sharky, that's for me to know and you to find out right here on the Sharkalama Ding Dong Show. Topic 1, ghosts. What I observe, you guys, when I film ghosts is they seem to be suffering. And they don't even know it. They seem to be happy, dancing around, floating, hanging upside down, having a good old time, playing with things on the ground and whatnot, or trying to pick up bottles forever. And I hope and pray, Lord, when I die, you don't do that to me, Clark the Shark. I mean, send me to heaven or hell or purgatory or something, but don't turn me into a ghost where I'm in a storage unit at CubeSmart and I'm just fucking around, going from unit to unit, playing with people's, chairs and lamps and, couches and shit. Because that would suck right here on the Clark the Shit Show for Saturday evening, April 19, 2025. I think this is Hitler's birthday, you guys. I'm not sure. And as we all know, Democrat socialists, not just in Ukraine, but in America, seem to be Nazis because they approve of abortion today. And long ago, they approved of slavery. They were cool. They were good with it. And, maybe for the cheap labor. And then we had a big war over it. So the Democrat socialists, moved on from that. Then they turned into like Woodrow Wilson and all that shit. Then they started worshiping people like, what's the lady's name? Margaret Sanger, the queen, godmother of abortion. Yeah, you guys, Democrats are for killing the unborn. And not only do they like espouse it or something. They think it's something good and they dig their heels in, dude. They dig in, dude, and they get all mad and offended if you don't believe in it too. And I'm just like, dude, what if somebody had aborted you, Democrat or socialist or what, atheist, whatever the fuck you are? I wish you were aborted right here on the Clark the Shit Show. Then I wouldn't have to fucking stand here and look at you. I'd rather look at a ghost. Topic 1, right here on the Clark the Shit Show. And topic 2, high rent and ghosts. Now, as we all know, you guys, in 2009, rent was like you could get an apartment for $750 or $650. And probably true in 2010 and 2011. You could get apartments for 1,100. I'm talking 2 bedroom here. I'm not talking 1 bedroom. Studios and 1 bedrooms were like really cheap. You could get into one of those in 2012, 13 years ago for, under 1,000. And then a 2 or 3 bedroom was like 11 or 1,200. Then the Democrats in California decided to give driver's licenses to everybody, whether you are a citizen or not. And this created topic 2, high rent and ghosts. Ghosts, plural. Because with high rent came 8 people living together from El Salvador. And in some apartments, you had the ghost of Clark the Shark and his wife, who no longer could live there because there's only 2 of us and we can't afford it. That's topic 2, you guys, high rent and ghosts. But guess who can afford it? Why, that would be our friends from Ukraine, Belize, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Colombia, Venezuela, England. Yeah, dude, white people. France, Australia, New Zealand. I don't know if the white people come and live 8 people, but they probably got money and they don't mind the high rent. But I know our friends from Central America can live with high rent. $3,000 a month, $4,000 a month. You know why? Because there's 9 of them living together. That's right. And they can easily afford that if they all chip in. If I were to quote Uncle Joe Biden, yeah, chip in, you guys. 9 of you living together. You can afford the high rent. But Clark the Shark and Valida, my spouse, we can't. And we end up in the streets. The Clark the Shark Show. And topic 3, homeless, high rent, ghosts, and car insurance.